What's up, guys? Just wanted to give y'all a kind of a quick little overview of the new pit I got. This is the Old Country BBQ Pits gravity feed, fully insulated. I think they advertised it around 1,100 square inches of cooking space. Not bad. Really meets my needs for what I'm going to do with it. I've had it a few days, run it a couple of times. It's actually got a butt in here now, pork butt. I did the other day just kind of a burn to see how it ran with the controller. Ran flawlessly. I did make a couple of changes on it after I got it. The smokestack just came up to here. I don't know if y'all can see that line right there. I did add to the smokestack a little bit, kind of get it out of your face. I built a ash pan that slides in the firebox here. There's really no way other than brush out the ash after you're finished other than do that. So I built a little ash pan that slides in. Now when you're done, take it out, easy cleanup. Went to Madison, Alabama and picked this up. I found it, I'm in a smokers buy, sell, trade group on Facebook. Found a guy over there that had it. Super nice guy. Shout out to Adam. He was gracious enough. It came with the controller. He actually gave me 2 controllers, a couple of fans. This controller runs great. This is the DigiQ DX2. Kind of an older model. It's non-Wi-Fi. It has a pit probe, a food probe, blower plug, and then your power plug. So far, this thing has ran rock steady. I mean, it does not waver on whatever you set it at. So I'm thoroughly pleased with the controller. May think about upgrading in the future, but for now, this is what we're going to go with. This is my first gravity feed, and I kind of did some reading on it, a little research when I got it. People run these various ways. A lot of people just run charcoal briquettes, your old, standard Kingsford charcoal briquettes in them. Some people run lump. Some people will mix. They'll do like briquettes and then the little wood chunks. They'll do that. They'll kind of layer them up the chute. Some people will do lump and chunks. Some people will load it all up with regular fuel, either briquettes or lump, and then they'll put some smoking wood down in the firebox, some little chunks, and the ash falls down on them, and then they'll smolder and eventually catch fire. But that seems to work well with me. I ran it with lump the other day. It ran great. Adam, that I got it from, said he had run nothing but lump in it. Some people say they have a problem with the bridging in the chute, that if your lump gets wedged in there, it won't fall on down. He had never run into that, and which so far I haven't either, but I've only ran lump in it one time. Today it's loaded up with Kingsford charcoal briquettes, and I've been throwing some little chunks in to get my smoke from. But it's ran all day. I put a 16-pound bag of briquettes in it this morning. I filled the hopper up about, 3/4 of the way full. Opened it up a minute ago. It's roughly, it's less than half, but it's been running now for 7 hours plus, give or take. And it's very, very fuel efficient. Right now you can see this thing's probably rolling in the video, but it's set at 275 right now. It's like slight warm to the touch. You get over here around the firebox, it gets a little warmer, but you can literally touch this thing. It is a little warmer. I don't think they insulated quite as much over here around the firebox area. It does seem like it's hotter to the touch over here, but as far as cooking chamber, fully insulated, makes it very, very fuel efficient. It's got a 1-inch, I believe, ball valve over here on this side for a drain. I've got a little magnet with a hook on it under here, just holding up the grease bucket right now. But so far, I've had no drippings. I've got a pan sitting inside. I'll show you that in just a second. I do have some more casters coming for it. These casters that came with on this unit, they're like 2 inches tall, maybe. I'm not a tall guy, but I really would like it up a little higher. So I've got some 6-inch casters coming that I'm gonna switch those out as soon as they get here. But I like it. There was a couple of different smokers, pits that I had looked at. debating on what to get. I've got I don't know if y'all can see it in the background, I've got a Old Country Pits smokehouse is what they call it. It's a vertical cooker. It cooks really good. I really hated pushing it to the back there for right now, but this right here is kind of it's almost kind of a cross between, of course it's not a pellet grill, but you know the pellet grill, you get that set it and forget it run. This kind of gives you that with the offset smoker flavor. The full, you know, splits, offset, big time, you know, I've got one of those up there too. It runs good. It just it eats a lot of fuel, and you gotta babysit it if you're doing an overnight cook. So that was one of the reasons that pushed me into getting this, is I can load it up full of fuel, turn on the controller, and it runs like a top. You still get that smoke flavor with the efficiency of a controller, kind of the set it and forget it kind of mentality. But y'all come here and let's take a look inside. We've got a pork butt in there now. This thing's got 3 levels of cooking, 3 racks, I should say. The top 2 racks are identical in size. The bottom rack is a couple of inches shorter on width. They, I don't know if y'all can see that or not. The firebox protrudes out kind of on the inside is the reason they had to shorten that up. You've got a heat deflector down here in the bottom. The heat comes out of the firebox, comes down in this chamber here, and then comes under the heat deflector and rolls out in here. I've got just a drip pan catching all my drippings. I didn't want them on the heat deflector right now. But like I said, 1,100 square inches of cooking space. You can see it's got the nice quality gaskets on the doors. Super pleased with it so far. It does have a place in the door for like a manual style thermometer. I don't have one of those in there yet. I'd like to get one. I'm going to get one just because of the door thickness with the insulation. You've got to get one with I'm going to get one with a 6-inch probe. That way it goes in far enough. That way they get halfway close to each other. You technically don't have to have one. I just want one in the door to look at. But over here, you've got a 1.5 inch ball valve. If you didn't have the controller on it, this is, well, either way, this is your air intake. If you didn't have the controller on it, you would just adjust the ball valve to control your airflow in. Running the controller on it, I've got adapters. I did weld this adapter to this the fitting in the ball valve. That way my fan hooks straight to it. But so far it runs good. This is the barbecue Guru. This is the Pit Viper fan, and I believe they're a 20 cubic feet a minute fan. Seems to be doing great with this pit. All right, we're going to open up the firebox, and as y'all can see here, you got your ball valve. That's where you control your air inlet. So if you wanted to throw a little split in, so I've got one in there now, rolling some smoke with it. But you can see I built a little ash catcher to go in here. This pit does not come with that, so you would have to scrape out or brush out your ash after you cook. But you can see up here it's got some little holders too where you can slide the little tumbleweed fire starters if you want to start it that way. I've just kind of held a torch under the fuel right there and let it get started when I did the lump. Now this morning what I did with the briquettes, I took your standard charcoal chimney and I loaded it, just a full chimney, lit it, got it good and rolling. Then I dumped it in the hopper, topped it off with the rest of the briquettes, and it seemed to come up to temp. Took it about, I'd say 50 minutes to an hour roughly, and I had it set at 275, and it was, I believe when I turned the controller on this morning, it was showing 38 degrees, if I remember right. So that's really not bad. Of course, with the controller running, it comes up to temp a lot quicker. It does take a little while. If you're not using a fan, if you're only using the ball valve, it is kind of time consuming to get it up to temp. All right, up here we've got the charcoal. Well, this is the lid. We got the hopper where you load the fuel into it. This is 8 by 7, I believe, by about 3 foot tall. It is tapered. I didn't think it was when I first got it, but I looked at it again today, and it is tapered to help with that bridging. If you load it up with lump, it gets bigger as it goes down to try to avoid that bridging. But it's got the heavy duty gasket on it as well. All the doors have that same style gasket with the same style latch. The weight on this unit is 330 pounds. It's not extremely heavy for a gravity feed. It feels good and solid. It's not a little puff of wind ain't gonna blow it away or nothing. And these are right now on Academy's website. They are $13.99 plus tax, and that's in Georgia.